What is good, you guys? Welcome back to the report. Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the newest rumors around the NBA regarding the Miami Heat. We're going to be talking about if the Miami Heat can pull off a Christian Wood deal, and should they pull off a Christian Wood deal, and also talking about some other potential trade rumors associated with the Heat. As I'm recording this video, it is Monday, and the Heat have just beat up on the Lakers last night. We are currently the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Everything is going well. Hero and Lowry, Hero is potentially going to come back very soon after his protocols end, and whenever Lowry's personal reasons get resolved, he will also be back. And we still have Morris and Oladipo waiting in the wings, so very good time to be a Miami Heat fan in my opinion. But let's get right into it without further ado. Make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. We are very close to 1,700 subs, and we want to get there as soon as possible. Let's get right into it. So like I said, we're going to be talking about the bulk of the episode is going to be about the Christian Wood rumor, which just came out today. It came out very recently, and this is from a Rockets insider, whose name is Kelly Iko. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but he does cover the Houston Rockets. He reports for the Athletic as well, and this is word for word what he said. The Heat have been one of the more persistent teams in engaging with the Rockets on Christian Wood. So this is pretty surprising to me. You know, the fact that we have been one of the more persistent teams in engaging with Houston on Christian Wood. He also did say that barring any blow me away offer, Wood should remain in Houston past the deadline. So, you know, he did kind of say, like, unless the Heat throw something that Houston really wants, then Wood probably will not be traded. But it is pretty interesting that the Heat have been one of the more persistent teams in trying to get Christian Wood off the Houston Rockets, if this is true. Now, I have been, from the Houston Rockets perspective, I have been one of the advocates for moving on from Christian Wood. I know his contract is very team friendly, and that's something that they would like to keep around. He's not like an older player, but I don't think he's a young player either. And I don't really think Christian Wood has a lot more potential where he can grow as a player. I think he's like a solid player. I don't think he's like an all-star or anything like that. I just think he's a solid player. On the Rockets, I think he's gotten a lot of opportunity. I see Christian Wood in the same mold as a Jeremy Grant, and Jeremy Grant is, I think, not old either, but the Pistons, I think, are doing a lot better in trying to move on from Jeremy Grant. But the Rockets, this is just my perspective. Maybe Rockets fans disagree with me. I'm not a Rockets fan. I don't watch every game of yours, but I really like Sengun. I think Sengun should get a lot more minutes, so which is why I'm a big advocate for moving Christian Wood. So that you can give your rookie center you just drafted, who's been showing a lot of potential, and who I think has a higher ceiling than Christian Wood does, minutes. But from the Heat's perspective, I don't think this is going to happen. I really don't think. I call cap on the rumor in the first place, because I don't think we've been talking to the Rockets about Christian Wood. Maybe we have, but I don't think it's happening. Because number one, I don't really think we have the assets that Houston wants. You know, we're not going to be giving up anything, you know, special for Christian Wood. Houston will not take Duncan Robinson for Christian Wood, even though that would be, you know, a robbery for them, actually, steal for us. They will not take Duncan Robinson. They will want one of the young guys because they're a rebuilding team. They will want a Tyler Hero. They will want picks. They will want some expiring contracts. They will want something like that. And this is not like the Victor Oladipo deal. The reason we were able to get Victor Oladipo for nothing was because he was going to walk in free agency anyway, because he was on the last year of his contract. Christian Wood is locked up for 2 more years. So his trade value is not as low as Victor Oladipo's was when we negotiated with the Rockets with his deal, and we basically gave up Avery Bradley and Kelly Olynyk, which was basically nothing for us. For Oladipo. But for Wood, I don't think this is going to happen because, like I said, number one, we don't have the assets that Houston wants, and I don't think we're going to be giving up the assets that Houston wants. And number two, I don't think we should be making a trade right now. I really don't think we should be trying to shake up this roster who's been playing the best basketball in the Eastern Conference right now, number 1 seed. There's no reason to make a trade, man. A lot of people have been asking me, you know, what trades should we make, this, that, and the other. Should we try to go out and get someone? I really think we should stay tight and try to get someone in the buyout market if we need to. I don't think we have to make a trade. I don't think we have to, you know, shake things up. I don't think we have to, you know, mess up the chemistry of this team who's rolling right now. So I just think that, you know, I think that this team is fine where it is because it has guys coming back from injury as well, and we have to integrate them. So making a trade and also integrating Oladipo and these guys back, it's going to be tough for Erik Spoelstra. Even though he's the best coach in the NBA, it's going to be still tough to manage egos, chemistries, come up with new sets in place for the new guys on the team. I really think we should sit tight if we're the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. A lot of you guys disagree with me in the last video talking about Yurtseven. I did say I'm an advocate for Dedmon to come off the bench, and maybe I didn't make my argument as clearly. A lot of you guys said Yurtseven should get minutes. I think that Yurtseven, the reason he was doing so well as a starter is because he's a guy that we can play through, dump the ball to in the post, whereas Dedmon, I think as a backup center, I just think is very reliable because you know, he's been our backup center for the past since he joined the team, and since then he's just been Mr. Reliable, man. He's just been defensively, he's been great. His hustle has been great, you know, and even his offense has been really good as well. So I really don't think I'm a big fan of not messing up the chemistry when your team is rolling, and I'm a big fan of the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And although Yurtseven was playing really well in the absence of Bam, I don't think it's not a matter of whether he's ready or not. It's just a matter of not messing up stuff that's already going and not messing up, you know, our rotation that Spoelstra is used to. So that's just a side note on Yurtseven. But as far as the Christian Wood deal, I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I highly doubt that Christian Wood to Miami is really a significant rumor out there. I just think it's something that's thrown in by the Houston Rockets just for some PR or something like that. I don't think this is going to happen whatsoever. But if you guys think it's going to happen, convince me in the comment section below, because I'm very doubtful of this happening. And I actually don't think the Heat are going to be very active at the deadline. I think we're just going to sit tight and just wait for the playoffs. Because like I said, guys waiting in the wings like Oladipo, Morris, people coming back, man, we still have to integrate them into the roster as well. And we have to figure out what the depth chart is going to be. We have a lot of guys. You know, the good thing about all these COVID protocols is you can see what guys are made of. So Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, these guys have been hooping in the absence of some of these other guys, even Kyle Guy. But the downside to this is that you have to, you know, cut one of these guys out the rotation once the full, you know, healthy roster is back. So once Oladipo comes back, whose minutes are you taking away? Are you taking away Gabe Vincent's minutes? Are you taking away Strus's minutes? Caleb Martin's minutes? I'm a big fan of Caleb Martin. I think Caleb Martin out of those three should be in the rotation for sure, because defensively, you know, he picks up the best player every night. I've seen him guard Trae Young. I've seen him guard Steph Curry. I've seen him guard Chris Paul. I've seen him guard, I've seen him guard the best player, the opposing ball handler on so many nights. So I think he has to stay in the rotation, especially because he's a wing player. And our backup small forward position isn't really it. So I think Caleb Martin should be in the rotation. But between Vincent and Strus, one of those guys' minutes is going to be taken down because of the fact that Oladipo is returning. I think Vincent's minutes will be taken down because we've seen in the past that Spoelstra has relied on Strus when Robinson's shot is not falling to ignite the offense with his shooting as well, which is tough for Gabe, because I think Gabe has been playing really, really well, but I don't know if he's going to stay in the rotation or not. Spo has a lot of problems to figure out, not problems, but a lot of things to figure out, and these are good problems if they're problems in a sense, because if a team is a number 1 seed and you got guys coming back, that's the best kind of problem you're asking for. So I think that the Miami Heat are in a great spot, great position, definitely a championship contender, definitely have high aspirations for the playoffs. And I think the media hates the Heat. We all know about that, which is fine. I don't really care about what the media thinks about us, because I keep telling people, when the media counts out the Miami Heat and the media does not talk about the Miami Heat, it's no coincidence that the Heat does really, really well. Like, no one expected the Heat to go to the finals in 2020, and no one had expectations for this Heat team in the media, on ESPN and stuff like that. Some people even had the Heat out of the playoffs in 2020, and we made it to the finals. In 2021, when everyone was like, oh my God, these guys have to, product of the bubble, all that stuff, they started, making false narratives on ESPN and stuff. That's when the Heat underperformed. And this is not because I'm not saying the players are on their phones tuning into what First Take is saying about the Heat every day. I'm just saying that when there's more expectations for this Heat team, when there's less expectations for this Heat team, and when there's less pressure, and when they're underdogs, and when they're counted out, I think this team is very dangerous. That's when it's at its most dangerous, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I just think that, you know, if the media is not talking about this team, let them sleep. It's fine. You know, guys like you and me, and people who have been watching this team since the start of the season and who have predicted that this team is going to be right up there with the top dogs of the NBA, we'll enjoy it at the end. But yeah, man, it's a great winning streak. I mean, apart from the Hawks, we lost that one, but apart from that, we've been playing great basketball, man. I think I'm super excited for what, you know, this Heat team can do come playoff time. And yeah, I think that's where we're gonna wrap up the video. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. See y'all later as always.